The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
Roisin O'Hagan, hello.
Hi.
Thanks so much for coming on the show. Obviously, we've had you in person in the studio before, but now you've got a brand new single coming out, which is mega exciting. It's called Us, right?
Yeah, so it's called Us, and it's going to be out on the 9th of October. So
Amazing. And what's it about?
I started writing this song called Us at the beginning of lockdown, so back in like April, because I was talking to my parents a lot during lockdown, because it was just me and them here, about like what lockdown was actually teaching us, like behind everything going on. We were realising what was really important actually, and always was and still is, like things like having a family and your friends around, and having the things that are special in life to you, like for me music, and just even things like having a son and a garden to sit in at the time. And yeah, so I wrote it as a kind of like uplifting, positive message of when nothing's left, when we still have us, which is quite, I think, quite rare for most songwriters to write quite like a positive song like that. But yeah, I think I just wanted to kind of like encapsulate what lockdown was actually teaching me as well.
It was really nice that you've turned the situation on its head and, like you said, brought out a positive tone from it, I guess.
Exactly. Like, don't get me wrong, I've written negative songs about it too, and moaned about it like to everyone and anyone. But I think it's really important to sit back and realise what you do have. And yeah, so I wanted to kind of like write a song that was a bit of like an anthem for that.
Do you see there's still been quite a lot of restrictions? Have you had to think outside the box in terms of promoting it at all? Or?
I have. It's been really weird. Like my normal go-to when I'm promoting my own music or anything is I contact local radio shows and stuff that I normally go on. Like I'm really grateful to BBC Essex for having me on literally every time I release a song.
Amazing.
Other like regional BBC shows. And this time I was going to email them and I was like, oh wait, I can't go there. It's really weird. Like it's a lot more online stuff, I guess, and it's just about being innovative and coming up with stuff you can do just on like social media and things.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything that you have thoroughly enjoyed throughout that process that maybe you wouldn't have necessarily known beforehand? Or
I mean, it's taught me a lot about like trying to push myself, like to think outside the box on social media. Like I'm always trying to learn more about DIY music and promoting yourself online and things and marketing. Not in a really shallow way or anything. I just really love the subject. Like I studied that kind of thing at uni, and I just love learning about it. And so I feel like over the last few months, I've really learned more than ever about doing that online and using the platforms you have. And yeah, I think the biggest takeaway I've found from it is not like putting too much pressure on yourself to have like this and this and this online. Like I think the key for me I've found is people just want to see a person and see you talking to them and putting stuff out that you like love. And yeah, I'm just trying to do that.
have you felt the pressure during lockdown? I know a lot of musicians have almost felt the pressure to come out with something solid due to the fact that they've had so much time. Have you been one of them?
I definitely did towards the beginning. Like I think everyone at the beginning of lockdown was like, oh, we need to use this time to be really creative and productive. Like I don't know if you saw online, everyone I knew was posting like, we're going to do this and this and this, get it done.
Agreed.
I was like, right, I'm going to like buckle down and do all these things and use the time wisely. And then yeah, like the weeks go on, you in lockdown, and you were like sort of like, we're still in lockdown. It's nothing has changed. And I was being productive, I guess. We still are in a pandemic. You know, like you can't expect to be like a superhero and get all this stuff done. And I guess in my own way, I did achieve my own things. Like I finished my degree from home. I wrote those songs. I wrote this new single and recorded it. So yeah.
How did you pass the time day to day?
Honestly, most of my day-to-day in lockdown was uni work, because I, like I said, I was in my third year. Like I've just finished my third year.
That's mad. So you did that on top of being in like a global pandemic.
Yeah.
Just casual. Yeah.
I ended up putting like probably way too much pressure on myself with my uni work in the end, because I had the mindset of like, well, I've got no excuse, so I've got to do
Yeah.
it at my
So
uni.
tough.
Yeah, so I was doing that most days, and then I would allocate certain days of the week just for music, and I was doing a lot of live streams and stuff. And it got to the point where I was actually pretty busy quite a lot of the time, because I'd be manically trying to get a submission in for uni while having a festival set to pre-record for an online festival, or getting ready to do a live stream that evening. And it sounds like all like fun and games, but it's a lot. Yeah,
It sounds like you haven't stopped at all, actually, to be honest.
to be honest, I'm one of those people that always like create stuff for myself anyway. Like, you could say to me, go and take a week's holiday in the middle of the countryside or something, and I'll go and do that, but in my head I'll have X, Y and Z I'm going to do there at the same time. And yeah, I'm just one of those people. I like being busy though.
Do you think that's how you operate best?
I think so, yeah. I think my problem is I'm not very organised. So when I say I like being busy, I think I end up being busy because I'm not good at organising what I'm doing. So I end up doing everything at once. And it seems to work somehow. I do like, this and this. How do I go?
The Alpha Sessions.
You touched briefly on live streams just now. How have you found them? Has it all been a bit weird?
It has been so strange. Like, at the start, especially, getting used to like getting into them was just the weirdest thing ever. Like, and anyone that hasn't tried it, like, try and sit in front of a camera and just put on a show, like, and talk. It's just bizarre. Like, I'm so used to just gigging in front of real life people who will give you a reaction, like whether it's a little reaction or a big reaction, like it's still people's faces.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like I always found when I was first getting into music, especially, I would try and post covers and stuff on YouTube, and I found it really hard just clicking record on a camera to do that. And so when it came to this in lockdown, doing live streams in front of the camera, like to no one, and just to my laptop and things, it was one of those things where I had to be like, right, Shane, grow up, you've got to do it. And it was awkward at first, but you kind of got used to it. And I haven't done any for a while, but I was doing loads at one point, and I got pretty into it in the end. But it was so weird. Like, you get to the end of a song and you're like, that's the song. Another song.
So weird. Do you have a live stream highlight?
I really enjoyed quite a lot of them. I did quite a lot of like writers rounds
Cool. Yeah.
live streams, so it was like a split screen of like me and 2 or 3 other acts. That they were quite cool because we'd all kind of like join into the chat room for the live stream and be like, hi, oh my god, it's a person, how's life for you, how's lockdown? And that was quite cool. I really enjoyed one I did which was like a pre-recorded live stream, which kind of contradicts itself, but it was like an online festival called Lee Folk Fest, and it was an online version of a festival I played a couple of times.
I was going to ask, where's that?
Yeah, it's in Leigh-on-Sea.
Force of habit. No, but I mean, obviously, it almost doesn't matter because it's online. So.
Yeah, where's that? It's online. Yeah, they put together like an online version of it, which ran over like a weekend, as it normally would in real life.
Yeah.
But it was scheduled, so everyone playing, including myself, had to send in like a half-hour properly recorded set with like the audio and everything properly done, and they mixed it and everything. So I ended up getting to watch that while that was being broadcast, and everyone else locally that was on it as well, which was really nice. And we had a couple of drinks watching it, and it's normally a pretty well attended festival in real life, so there was a lot of people watching it and commenting along. That was really nice, especially when that was like in June, I think, so that was in the thick of it.
Yeah.
When we hadn't seen people for months. I was like, oh my god, people are still there.
There are people in the world.
Yeah.
You've also got your first headline gig coming up, and also I imagine your first gig in a hell of a long time. So how can people get tickets?
So tickets are free, but you do have to register online for them.
Okay,
and
cool.
I've got loads of posts on my social media with the gig poster and a link in it. Other than that, you can find them at the Bedford's website. They just have a what's on page and a link to tickets. But yeah, like I said, they're free. You do have to register for them though prior to it, so they can organise like who's going to sit where, because the tables are really spread out and everything, and limited capacity each table, obviously. And yeah, I'm really, really excited for it.
I have to say, we went last week to see another artist, and the setup's really good, feels really safe. It's just really nice to be back seeing live music again. So
I bet, yeah.
Like,
I've been kind of keeping up with the gigs they have been doing there recently, and
yeah,
it all looks like they're doing it really well. Like it's obviously it's such a big, like wide theatre space.
Yeah, of course.
They can spread people out really well, and they look like they're doing it really brilliantly. So yeah.
Well, we went the day after the restrictions were announced about the 10 o'clock curfew.
Yeah.
So it ended up being like our last night of non-restrictions, I guess. I was going to say freedom, but then I realised that's probably not the right word.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to that though. Like, I have to say, when the 10 p.m. thing came out the other day, I was a bit like, oh god, is it going to happen?
Yeah.
But they emailed us all really quickly and was like, they were like, we're just going to move it forward an hour. So
that's cool.
By like 9:30, 9:45,
yeah,
and heading out by 10.
Are you a little bit nervous? Because obviously it's been a while.
I actually am. Like, I don't tend to get really nervous for gigs or anything. I sometimes do if, like, say I've had a bit of a cold or anything like that. But other than that, I'm so used to gigging like once or twice a week that I don't get nervous about actually being on stage. But this time around, I'm like, wow, it's been ages. It's been since like the 5th of March or something that I was on the natural stage. Luckily, I have a bit of a warm-up because on Thursday next week, so Thursday the 8th of October, so the single's coming out that night at midnight, I'm going to be playing like a live stream gig from a local venue to me.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's on an actual stage, and they're going to film it with loads of like different angles and stuff and live stream it on Facebook. So I guess that'll be a bit of a taster of being back on the stage, like standing up singing again. But yeah, I'm definitely a bit nervous about being on a real stage again and in front of people, because got to think about what I'm saying again, think about where I'm standing, think about over, like I normally do.
Is there anything you've had to do as an artist different to like pre-COVID times?
In terms of getting ready
In terms of the gig, yeah.
I've got to bring my own mic and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first thing, which is absolutely fine. It's probably something that we should have been doing anyway as musicians, bringing our own mics to gigs, because before this we never really thought about
exactly
how big a thing that is, that we always share a mic. Even in normal times, like with like colds and everything.
Yeah.
Like I get like 10 colds a year. And I just realised probably why.
Yeah, definitely. It's funny because it kind of makes you think about that more, and when you think about old habits, it almost sounds a bit grimy. I know it sounds weird.
I thought the same. Yeah, like it's like, how did we never think before about the fact that like when like we're touching everything, people are touching on tubes and stuff, like that's how you get ill.
Yeah,
like,
no, absolutely.
Cold.
Yeah.
We shouldn't talk past midnight. Been here before, and we know why. Call in a state, and it might be too late. We shouldn't talk past midnight. You are a permanent scar. Tonight caught me off guard. One of the nights made her desperately hoping your lines are all blurring and letting me all in. You're no longer sure where this ends and it starts, 'cause you can't decide between your head and your heart. If you trace all your late nights to me, then we shouldn't talk, should we? You shouldn't say things you don't mean. Your eyes look afraid, like you're drowning in me. We couldn't know just how far this could go. So you shouldn't say things you don't mean. You are a permanent scar. talk, should we?
The Alpha Sessions with Emma Joyce.
So also wanted to ask you about your track 2020, which I found online last week and had a bit of a giggle to myself. I'm assuming that obviously what inspired you was like the current circumstances, but what made you want to make that video?
So to be honest, it was completely random and completely. When did I put it out? Whenever I put it out, maybe a month ago, literally a couple of days before I put the video out, I sat and wrote this song. So I felt like I was in the mood to write a song that wasn't that serious, that was just like a bit of a joke and a bit like sarcastic.
Yeah.
I don't do that often, and I was just having a moan about this year, and I thought, I'm just going to write it. And I wrote it really quickly because obviously I guess it had been brewing in my mind for a while. And I was playing it, I was like, it's actually not a bad song, like, in terms of like, as far as a sarcastic and petty song goes. I was like, I don't hate it. And I decided to record a little demo version of it, and then I was like, well, I might as well just share it and put a little video with it. So I was home for a couple of days with my mum, because my dad was away for a couple of days, and we just made a video for it and just really silly things in it. And I felt like a right idiot. Like I had my dad's big like suit jacket on at one point, and I was like waving a ruler, however you say it, around in the air, just having fun really. And yeah, people seem to like it, so I might actually see if I can do a more proper version of that song, and maybe I might just release the song randomly.
I was going to say, is it going to feature on a future recording?
Well, I think if I release it, it has to be this year, because I can't re-release it in 2021.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do have a plan in my head to maybe just randomly get that out at some point, and yeah, so maybe watch out for that. Damn it, it's 2020. It's probably going to be the ugly, petty, sarcastic younger sister of us. So after the nice version, damn it, you come after and be like true colours.
Yeah. What tunes have been getting you through lockdown?
It's one of those things off the top of my head. I can't remember a single thing I've listened to. I've been listening to a lot of Counting Crows, as I always do. I've been listening to their album August and everything after, because it was their 27th anniversary of that album recently.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of Ruston Kelly. He's really cool. Who else have I been listening to? Oh, the album I'm absolutely obsessed with at the moment is a little bit different to those two artists, but there's a guy called Elderbrook who is starting to make some waves at the moment, and he's just released an album called Why Do We Always Shake in the Cold? I think it's that. And it's his latest album, and it's just so cool. It's quite like electronic and quite like synthy,
Yeah.
pop. It's
Cool,
just,
yeah.
every song is an absolute tune.
Oh, I must check that out. It sounds great.
I'll send it to you afterwards or something.
Yeah,
It's
great.
always in my head.
Wanted to also ask you about social media. You've been mega active. To be honest, you're mega active on there anyway, but I guess it's probably highlighted even more so like during the period of time when we haven't been able to get out much. And you've also been quite open about how you're feeling and stuff. Was that like an intentional decision? Are you quite open in real life? And also, how has it affected your mental health?
Yeah, so it's weird because I, as a person, like growing up and everything, I was always pretty like shy and introverted. Like not like the shyest person ever, but like naturally, I'm the kind of person that in a room, if I don't know anyone, I will sit there and not say anything. Or if I know you and I'm at the same gig as you or something, I find it really hard to go up to you and be like, hi. Whereas if you came up to me, I'd be like, oh, goodness, I really want to talk to you. But as soon as I get talking to people about anything like I love or I'm passionate about, I literally go on and on and on. And I think, yeah, I'm definitely not as shy nowadays probably because of gigging, to be honest. Like, it kind of takes away your inhibitions in terms of saying whatever and being fearful of sounding silly, and you have to talk to people you don't know quite a lot, like, and meet new people. So that's brought me out of my shell, I guess. And I guess online, I've always been quite active, like especially on my Instagram. I really enjoy Instagram. I find it like a really easy platform to kind of be like really personable on, and like upload just random things on. And yeah, like over time, I've always thought to myself, oh, I should open up a bit more and be like a bit more honest and things on it. And I have now and then, but then still have reservations, I guess, because I'm not always most confident in myself, and like I'm always like, oh, maybe people don't want to hear that. But yeah, I think lockdown kind of taught me like I really enjoy using this platform, and so I need to just post and talk about how I feel sometimes, talk to other people. And one of the reasons I love Instagram so much and being on it and posting a lot is because from using it a lot, I now have a lot of people I talk to on there that I don't know who they are. Like we just keep up with each other, and if I
Kind of
post,
like modern pen pals, I guess.
exactly, and like if I can post a random story about like, oh, I'm feeling like this about this, or I did this today. What do you think? And someone I've never met will reply to that story and be like, oh, I thought this too, and this happened to me. And I'll be like,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah. And then we'll just go on with our lives. And I just think that's really cool. And yeah, recently I've been trying to just be a bit more like candid on Instagram and stuff, and just sit and talk to my like Instagram story and stuff. And then I uploaded a YouTube video just yesterday actually, where I just rambled and talked about life, because I was like, I'm not going to break Instagram stories by doing that for 5 minutes every day. So yeah, I'm going to try and do more of that, I think.
That's really cool. And you have a brand new guitar, which I think is in the background.
Would you like to see it?
Yes.
So painstakingly
Whoa.
patching it, so
That's beautiful.
very slowly, but
So pretty.
absolutely stunning.
Yeah, so pretty. That's very well modelled. Thank you very much. And what's next for you then?
I'm focusing on this single at the moment. It's going to be, as we're recording this, it's like just over a week away that it's coming out. And as I said, I have like a live stream on the night of it coming out. That comes out at midnight that night on the 8th. And then got my gig on the 14th. I'm trying to organise at the moment a couple other things for later this month and maybe next month. It's all dependent on like whether there's going to be any more restrictions. Or,
Yeah, so difficult.
yeah, in my head I'm just thinking, might as well plan things with what the
Yeah, exactly.
safely, and hopefully they can go ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping to get a few more bits planned, maybe London way as well, in terms of live gigs and things, and yeah.
Cool. And if people want to find out more about you, where can they go? What can they do?
So on Instagram and Twitter, I am at Rosie_Roisin, and that's ROSEY_ROISIN. Like I said, I use Instagram the most. So I'm always on there, and I'm always up for chatting or talking about music or anything. And, if anyone on Instagram enjoys using Instagram, come find me on there. I'm on Facebook as well, just under Roisin O'Hagan, and yeah, normal places like Spotify and iTunes and stuff as well. And I'm going to have a lot more music out soon, so it's a good idea to follow me on Spotify and things like that too.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for spending time to chat to us today.
It's been so lovely to talk to you again. It's been ages.
It's been so long. And I'm so excited to hear your new single, which is going to be out really, really soon.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited for you to hear it.
From all the dust and all the rubble, maybe life's more than we were told. And there's a world outside our front door made for us. Like the night is chased by sunrise, pretty things wait